everyone, I'm Deidre and welcome to my channel. We got the COVID vaccine number 2.
95% immunity.
We have an update for you guys about our second vaccine. If you didn't watch our first vaccine video, you can find the link in the description below. So this time with the vaccine, we actually had some side effects. Vaccine number 2.
Yes, ma'am, we did.
Let's start off with our experience getting the second vaccine. So I know in the morning, we had our vaccine scheduled on the same day. When we went, we saw each other and we're like, yes. I'm like, Latoya, I'm gonna hold your hand this time. It's gonna be okay. Take my picture, I'll take your picture. How was your experience this time around versus the first time?
I was a lot more comfortable this time for a couple of reasons. One, I had you there with me. 2, the fear of the unknown was gone because we had COVID vaccine number 1. So I kind of knew what to expect, but the anxiety was still there for the needle. But we did explain to the lady I was afraid of needles, and you were there. And I love taking pictures, so with you there ready to take pictures of me, I was a brave girl, and I was able to get my shot, and I didn't cry, and I did fine.
Nobody could ever know that you have a phobia of needles, the injections. Nobody could ever tell, because you did very well.
Thank you.
Very well. For me, I was a little bit anxious because you hear all our coworkers saying that the second one, you might get a little bit of symptoms. Don't come to work the next day if you can avoid it. Just try and take the day off. But based on how I got the vaccine, I had to do the vaccine either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So I would have had to be at work anyway. Coworkers told me, they took some Tylenol beforehand in case anything happens, right? I did take the ibuprofen right after I got the injection. It seemed like it worked for a couple of them, so I did that as well. It was around 9 o'clock in the morning, I got the vaccine. I took the ibuprofen, I was fine. I was like, hey, nothing happening to me. Hey, I'm all good. My arm was more sore this time, I will say. The first time, little soreness, nothing. This time, like, it really stung. When she put the vaccine in, you could really feel it. I was fine through the day, no problems. I was like, okay, nothing gonna happen to me. When I went home, I was editing some videos in the night, and I think it was about 11:30. I said, okay, let me go to bed. And I could not fall asleep. I had insomnia. Literally, insomnia. Side effect of vaccine number 2, insomnia. Write it down on a piece of paper. Insomnia. I couldn't fall asleep. And usually that does not happen to me. Like, I can fall asleep. And I couldn't fall asleep. Midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I think I dozed off for maybe 10 minutes. I'm like, what is happening? I couldn't fall asleep. So by the time I started to kind of fall asleep, it was literally time to come to work. It was like 6 o'clock, 6:30. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be walking around work tired as hell because I didn't sleep a lick last night. Like, it really took a toll on my sleep that Monday night.
And which is funny, because we've heard several side effects, and insomnia wasn't one I've heard. So that's very interesting.
But you know what's funny? In the morning when I woke up, I posted on my Facebook. I said, anybody else had insomnia? And a couple of people responded that they did have issues, either falling asleep, staying asleep, or both. So it was more than a handful.
So you did your own research.
I did my own research. I was not the only one with insomnia. So I did walk around all day Tuesday, tired as hell. Tuesday night, once I got home, I was knocked out by 7:30, 8 o'clock. Couldn't call me, couldn't text me. I was asleep.
So did you sleep all night that night?
Yes, because I was tired. Yes, I slept like a baby. I sure did. How about you? Did you have anything the first couple days?
It is so crazy. At least your symptoms started later on in the day. It was almost automatic for me. Like, it was so automatic. Like, part of me thought it was mental. So we got the vaccine about 9 o'clock in the morning. We waited like we were supposed to, the 15 minutes to be observed. And then I got back to the office, and I'm literally in my office working. And I'm in like a daze. I mean, I'm thinking by 11:30, 12 o'clock, I have like what you call foggy brain. It's almost like, you've partied or you've been up studying all night and then you have to work and you're so tired you can't concentrate. That's how I felt. But I slept well all day Sunday. We got the vaccine Monday morning, and by Monday afternoon, I felt like I was just so fatigued that I didn't have a good night's rest. And it's so interesting and it's so silly to say out loud, but at the time I'm sitting at the desk, then I getting up, I fix me a cup of tea, green tea with some caffeine in it, and I'm walking around the office. It's like, why am I so tired? And then one of my colleagues was like, because you had the vaccine this morning. And I was like, I can't, it can't be. I can't have side effects so quick, because it was literally hours I started to feel so fatigued. I heard from our colleagues that it's okay, it's recommended to either take ibuprofen or Tylenol before or right after you take the vaccine to help with the symptoms. But then we heard that verbally from some coworkers, but then an email had come out saying there's no evidence to prove you should or shouldn't take it, so they're not supporting or encouraging us to take it. So I was like, okay, do I take the ibuprofen or Tylenol, or do I not? I also wanted to do my own study because this sounds so silly, but I wanted to see what the vaccine would have done to me without being medicated. Right? So I wanted to play superwoman. So I was like, I'm not taking Tylenol. I'm not taking Motrin. I want to feel 100% of the symptoms of the vaccine so I could say what happened to me after I take the second one. So that was my unofficial research study. Listen, I was so tired. I eventually left work to go home, and my normal commute home is about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes. That's what I normally drive to and from work. Literally, it almost took me 2 hours to get home that evening. I absolutely drove in the right slow lane, and I drove the speed limit. But I was so tired and I was so concentrating on getting home safely. I almost felt like a zombie driving home. So it almost took me 2 hours to get home because of the fatigue. I got home, I think it was you, was like, did you take ibuprofen? I was like, I'm not taking it. I want to see what happened. And you were like, no, I already took mine. I'm feeling okay. Because at that time you were still feeling good. I was like, no, I'm gonna just take a shower and go to bed. I typically work out, do boot camp or ride the bike. I was so tired. It was no way. It was no way I could do anything else but crawl in the bed. So I go in the bed because I'm so fatigued, but I couldn't fall asleep. I could not fall asleep. I was so fatigued, but I couldn't fall asleep. Eventually I did fall asleep, but I didn't stay asleep. So I had very fragmented sleep cycle that first night. So I slept, woke up, slept, woke up. So I don't know, I may have gotten a total of 4 hours that first night. And then go back to work because we didn't follow the rules. I said, it's best that you're off the next day because now it's Tuesday and I go to work Tuesday, and like you, I am tired. So am I tired from the vaccine, or I'm tired because I had a fragmented sleep cycle? Same thing, got through the day, got back home, I went crawling to bed, and again, very fragmented sleep. And I don't know, it's been 2 weeks now, a week.
Like a week and a half.
It's been a week and a half, and I don't know if I could say that my sleep cycle is back to normal. I'm having better sleep, I'm having longer hours, but I'm not staying asleep like I used to. So, but again, no regrets. I would take a little fatigue and insomnia than actually contracting the actual COVID-19 virus.
Yeah.
Vaccine number 1, I wasn't quite sure I got the vaccine because I felt so great. Vaccine number 2, I will definitely say the fatigue and the insomnia was my side effects. But you also had an additional side effects besides insomnia.
I sure did.
Yes.
My arm was a mess. So I got the vaccine up here, right? This is the muscle that they usually put the vaccine in. But down here was a little bit red and was so achy. Oh my gosh. Like I couldn't put my hand up because right here was so painful. And it lasted until Friday. So we got the vaccine Monday and my arm was sore until Friday. Tuesday, Wednesday, it was very red. And then it started to go away as the days went on. So by Friday, it was, now I have no pain. I'm all good. But that's something to watch out for. The first vaccine, I had no arm pain other than, within 24 hours, the pain was gone. But with this second vaccine, it really, really hurt my arm for a couple of days.
We had some coworkers that had fever and body aches and actually couldn't work the day after the COVID-2 vaccine. And we both got Pfizer vaccine. We had some coworkers that had, way more symptoms than we did. So, arm soreness, redness, fatigue, insomnia, exactly. I'll take it too over actually getting the COVID disease.
I will take it. So let us know in the comments if you have any questions about getting the COVID vaccine.
So now that we got the COVID number 2 Pfizer vaccine, we're still not 100% immune. So the studies show that if you got the Pfizer vaccine, you're 95% covered immunity. And if you got the Moderna vaccine, you're 94.1%. So what does that mean? We still got to wear a mask. We still have to social distance. We still have to avoid group gatherings, and we absolutely still need to wash our hands. Even though we are vaccinated, we still have that 5% chance of contracting the COVID virus, but also we have to continue to protect others, especially our family members, because they haven't been vaccinated as yet. So the key is herd immunity. So we just need to get more people vaccinated.
Let us know in the comments below if you got the COVID vaccine and if you had any side effects. We would love to hear from you.